Yo, welcome back to the fourth episode of Checking In with Brando. And today I got a special guest. Got my boy, my brody, my big homie. Oh,
What's
how you doing,
good?
my guy?
What's going on, G man? Oh,
I'm
it's
chilling,
crazy.
bro. What you up to,
How you,
man?
man? Shoot. I don't know if anybody noticed. I stay in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. I'm over, I guess, southish. I'm kind of around where everything's going down. And shit, man, it's a lot. It's a lot on the mental toll, to be honest.
Yeah, that's real, man. Like I've been seeing on the news and then on Twitter and stuff, so I can just imagine like how it feels like to really be there like in the epicenter, you know?
Yeah, G, because it's like it's crazy because you know, with everything going down, it's just like every time I see a police officer, that should just make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I take transit and stuff, they come on. And I remember this one time in particular,
Mhm.
I was wearing this bag, and I guess police officer, he commented, he was like, oh, that's a nice bag, reminds me of my vest. And I said thank you, whatever, I'm polite.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is it's just like, if that remind him of his best, if the wrong police officer approach me, see me with that
Mhm.
bag on, they gonna think, I'm strapped up. And
Yeah.
that's not the case. And that's a situation that can go sideways immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true, man. I guess it's tough. So like what have you been able to do like just to stay calm and kind of stay at ease the best way you can?
Man, I really couldn't tell you. Honestly,
Yeah.
I live inside my head, and it's just so much chaos in there with everything else going on. It just adds to it.
Yeah.
As a very conscious person, as somebody who understands that everybody is different, and
Yeah.
it's not these differences that should make us hostile towards one another. It's these differences that should be bringing us closer to each other. As someone who
Mhm.
understands that, it's just hard for me when it's always this back and forth. It's this constant hatred, it's this constant blaming a one group, blaming black people for things that we have no control over.
Mhm.
And at work, I work for Nike, and sometimes, we'll have like little diverse meetings or whatnot. My head coach, he does as much as he can, to kind of express how he's feeling and give us a platform to just kind of speak on how we feeling.
Mhm.
But like I told my head coach, man, yeah, I'm just done talking about it. Like
Yeah.
we've been talking about it, we've been protesting, you know, we send these emails out, we doing all these things to try to humanize ourselves when we already humans.
Mhm.
So it's crazy to me. It's like why am I picking up a fight that was supposed to end hundreds of years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true, man. It's like once I saw what happened to Dante, like I saw it early in the week, that kind of had me like in a heavy head space, bro. I'm just like, damn, like when is enough gonna be enough? Like the trial is going on right now, so it's like you would think shit would be a little bit easier, you know. You would think that these police officers be walking on eggshells, you know, not trying to cause a scene, this and that, because of the trial is going on. But it's like, fuck that, you know. And it's like seeing that the officer, that lady, she has like 26 years of experience, you know. So
Yep.
it's like it gets you thinking like, is that really a mistake or is that a choice? You know? And it's like, what? How is my life gonna be valued? You know, because that could be any of us. You know, that could easily
Facts.
been us. You know, but it wasn't. And it's like, and then now this, he was 20 years old. He's 2 years younger than me. Like what? He's not even legal really yet, man. And he has a child. Now his child has to grow without a parent, and it's not his fault. You know, his father wasn't like, "Oh, I want to leave my child behind this and that." It was because of this police officer. You know, and it's like, what true justice can it be? You know, because like if the officer gets sentenced and this and that, they saying it's second degree manslaughter. That's maybe like 4 years, 6 years, or whatever. And it's like this child has to grow up without a father for the rest of their life. Like that's not something I would wish on anybody. You know, because
No, man.
it's sad, man.
Like, and it's crazy, they always, whenever somebody who backs the blue, conservative, all this stuff, whenever they talk about, black on black crime, they try to deflect what's actually happening. The thing is, for one, they never mention white on white crime, for one. It's like that shit just don't exist. They just don't commit crimes at all. Like, which is confusing because these motherfuckers commit the most crimes in America.
Bruh.
But they ain't pulling up the stats for that. Or they're gonna tell you, oh, well, we make up majority of the population. So
Okay, yeah.
what's that supposed to mean to me? Like what does that mean? If you are a criminal, you're that. But the thing is, the thing with Dante, right, was that he was what? He was arrested or charged like for a misdemeanor for carrying weed. Yeah. Something that literally a lot of people smoke. Yeah. And if it was legal in every state, a lot more people would be smoking it and would be more vocal about it.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it's just that I don't understand how or why we ever got put in this position where we're constantly having to humanize ourselves, where we're constantly having to explain to white people, majority, that things that they're saying, these undertones of racism, microaggressions, and this belief that a police officer can do no wrong. I don't understand where this worshiping comes from. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Everybody. But what happened to Dante Wright, that wasn't a mistake. And I will never refer to that as a mistake, because for someone to be working 26 years in the force.
Exactly.
You know which side your taser is on, you know which side your gun is on. You know that unless these tasers come in as heavy as guns, your gun is heavier than that taser. You got to take the safety off your gun and shoot it anyway. I'm not sure how a taser gun works, but I don't think the safety comes off the same as a regular gun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so like, it's like when is enough, you know? And it's like these police officers, they get more protection than we do, you know? And it's like we pay their salaries and stuff, you know? Like they should be looking out for us, you know? Like with these traffic stops and this and that. Why are they worried about their life when they pulling us over? You know? There's not, I don't know a black man that'd be like, you know what I want to do? I want to kill an officer. That's my number one goal today. I've never ran into an individual. You feel me? But yet they always, oh, I'm nervous. I was scared for my life. What? And it works every time. And all these excuses end up being reasons why we're getting killed. You know, and people are letting that be okay. And it's like, what? Come on now. But then the president, he gets to saying, oh, don't loot, don't riot. What? Come on now.
Man, the thing is that in America, and I don't know if it's true for every country, but America is a business. It's a business within itself. And I told my head coach this, that this business, they love money and they thrive off of opposition such as racism. These companies, like, that's why I hate, like, not even hate, it's just it's almost uncomfortable when I see like a big corporation try to say like Black Lives Matter, you know, but they steady boarding up their things
Mm-hmm.
and they only doing that for like trending moments. It's never just a straight up ally. It's just for okay, something happened. All right, let's do this Black Lives Matter thing. We're gonna market this. We're gonna bring in these customers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be all good.
Mm-hmm.
It, I don't feel like there's too many genuine people that believe that.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, Black Lives Matter is a hashtag. It's a trend, and it's trending very much right now. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and even though we are getting our message out here, even though we are telling them what we want, equality, which seems to be a fucking issue, like the bare minimum
Mm-hmm.
equality, we ain't even asking for more. We're asking for the same.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine it's crazy. Like you can offer every other white person equality. You can offer them. You can take down armed criminals, armed white people. I seen this video where
Mm-hmm.
this white woman she hopped in a trooper's car and drove and hit a couple police officers. They still apprehended her without killing. How does that work?
Yeah.
Actively, she's actively trying to hurt them, but they apprehended her without killing. But the
Mm-hmm.
moment they see a bag of Skittles, a sandwich, a phone, a
Yeah.
play toy gun in the hands of a black person, it is on site.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me of like the white dude who shot up the church. It was either North or South Carolina, and they took him to Burger King. Are you asking? Are you hungry? Like what? Y'all y'all arrest him. All right, sure y'all arrest him. Y'all gonna send him this and that. But then you ask him, is he hungry? You take him to Burger King? You feeding him after he did something like that? Come on now. Innocent people lost their lives for no reason besides his stupidity and his white supremacy, bro. He literally sat there in the church, let these people talk to him, this and that, and he still killed them. Then after killing them, he gets a meal. What? Where they do that at? Like where? It's like damn, like in America, that's the only place where that's like that's cool. It's acceptable, you know. And it's just it's so sad and like at times like it kind of angered me in a way, you know, because like damn, like you try to be respectful and this and that, and it's like all right, cool. You try to be easygoing and stuff. Then it's like what's going to get the message across? You know, how will you guys understand where we're coming from? You know.
And and to that point, the thing is, I don't think they ever will. That's the issue. The issue number one, the issue is they don't understand. Number two, they don't want to understand. And number three, as long as they continue to get away with the crimes they continue to do to our community, to any community at that, as long as they get away with paid leave or a slap on the wrist, 4 years or some bullshit ass sentences like that, like
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna always do what they do because America has made police officers these unsung heroes that haven't done a damn thing for the communities that they serve.
Man,
The
it's
people, the people working in the communities, mental health workers,
mm-hmm.
volunteers. These are the people that's bringing up the community.
Yeah.
It's not police officers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing a damn thing. First off, when they come anyway, the situation automatically escalates because they don't know how to de-escalate any situation.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They don't have enough training because 6 or 12 months of what police academy is not enough for a lifetime of being in the community,
Mm-hmm.
serving these people, and trying to understand exactly the group, the
Mm-hmm.
demographic of individuals that you are servicing.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, like we you got your politicians, you have senators, your president, judges, police officers, firemen, all that stuff. People who essentially our tax dollars go to for them to serve us. These are supposed to be servants.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they have such titles such as like police officer captain and all this stuff, and when you call your judge, your honor, y'all supposed to be serving us.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the case is. I don't care how long you've been to school or none of that.
Mm-hmm.
When you sign up to be a police officer, when you sign up to be an attorney, a judge, whatever the case may be, a politician, when you sign up to serve the government, you serve the people. You don't
Yeah.
serve the pockets of the rich or none of that dumb shit. You serve the people. You are a servant, public servant is
Mm-hmm.
what you should be calling yourself. And that's what you should be doing for the people that you serve. And that's not what's happened.
Yeah. That's real, man. It's like they don't serve us, they serve the bigger corporations, you know? And it's like they do all it's like, bro, I saw this tweet on Twitter and it was like these politicians tried to dress up like how they do like the NASCAR cars, how they have all their sponsors on there. So we can know like who is funding these politicians. So we know who they sitting with, you know? Because they most definitely ain't doing nothing for the people, you know? They got all these lobbyists and this and that. And it's like these corporations, they get away with it. Bro, these corporations literally have like money set aside. All right, we're just gonna put $1 million there. That's just a little fine or whatever we gotta pay. And then they continue to break these laws and this and that, and they don't receive no jail time. You know, they just pay. They making billions. You know, but then it's self a million. Hey, we pay this million, we be straight. It's a little fine. And we're just gonna keep on doing business how we've been doing. Like what? But now, if a person or the people was to do something like that, you getting 20 years, you getting life. You know, you getting life. You gotta stay in. No, we can't have you in the streets. You're a threat to the community. What? Come on now.
And that's the thing a lot of people don't want to talk about is the fact that when you talk about the prison industry, when you talk about these laws that get made, a lot of that shit, it got made right after emancipation when the slaves were free, so they could catch the slaves and claim them as criminals for doing petty things such as stealing to eat because they couldn't get jobs. No white person was going to hire them at that time. And it's just the it's just like you have to understand that the whole system has to be destroyed before we can rebuild anything. We can't work with a broken system.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't work because the system was literally built to marginalize a certain group of people, a certain tint of color of people. It wasn't made to be just. It wasn't made for freedom for everyone. When the independence was signed, there were slaves working. Everybody was not free. And quite frankly, women didn't even have a voice to even say anything on the independence. It was literally just white men saying, okay, we're going to be fair to one another, but let's marginalize everybody else to keep the power among ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's the same state we're in.
Bro, this system, the what they call it, Constitution, like that shit needs to be updated. You know, because the shit they got in right now, like since the beginning, bro, get that out of here. You know, we're way past that. You know, like that shit is like that shit's for the birds, man. You applying all these old rules and laws and this and that and regulations to a time that's not around no more. You know, it's 2021. Like, come on, like that shit needs to go on somewhere. You feel me? Because that shit ain't doing nothing but hurting people. You know, and it's putting a lot of people's lives in danger. You know, and like how you were saying with the prisons, like those things are really just they have slaves there, really doing all this work for all these other companies. You know, are getting paid pennies and this and that. And it's like you got these people in cages and cells, and it's like if you really care about them and want to see them do better and stuff, like come back to community and not be such a danger and this and that threat, you'll teach them how to do better. You know, you'll teach them how to survive on their own. You'll give them an education. You'll let them learn some type of trade while they're in. You know, let them receive some type of some mental health help. You know, because they need that. You know, because I believe we all do in a way. You know, but you should give them assistance instead of just punishment. You know.
Man, like I remember, matter of fact, because when the Cali fires were going on, they started using inmates to put out the fires because it just wasn't enough help. And them inmates didn't get paid. You know,
Wow.
it wasn't like they was trying to protect them. If the motherfuckers burned in the fire, they would give two fucks. They'd be like, good riddance. It's crazy that nobody else sees it that way because the moment you slap the label criminal or the moment you say, well, he broke a law, he did this and that, they think bad person, just absolutely scum of the earth. They can't be redeemed, blah, blah, blah. But if it happens to somebody who is white, is always something wrong with the mental. They're always a lone wolf. You know, not every other white person has that ideology, which they don't, but a lot of motherfuckers do.
Yeah.
And that's the issues. And that comes with the issues that we're having today because these same people are passing down this shitty ass rhetoric, this shitty ideology that I don't know, white people are superior to everybody else, or that white is cleanliness and all this other stuff. The crazy thing is that if you're white, you lack melanin. And you need melanin to be out in the sun. I ain't never got sunburn a day in my life, but you let a white motherfucker be out there for too long, they gonna turn red.
Start looking like
And they gonna
tomatoes.
blister up. Like for me, it's not about, you know, proving who the greatest race is. For one, we're not in a competition. We're the human race. We got a bunch of different cultures within our race, but we're all the human race. You want to debate cultures, that's fine. You want to debate whose food is better, whatever, we can do that. But you talking about debating, you know, who's more intelligent based on these weird ass justifications, classifications of how they do it. ACT is a bullshit ass test.
Yeah.
It's just, we try so hard to cattle people, to herd them, put them in a group, put them in a box, and label them because we don't want to do the hard mental loops of actually looking at an individual and saying, this is a human being, and I should try to understand who this human is.
Yeah, that's true, man. And that's something I always respected about you ever since we was in high school, back to the Cree days. It's like you was always yourself. You know, you never tried to put yourself in a certain box. You were just being you, expressing your thoughts and your feelings and just going and not just going with the vibe, but creating your own vibe. You know? Like I remember like sectionals, I think it was like maybe like my sophomore year or whatever. And it's like, dog, like you being around you, dog. I wasn't even running or participating, but I had a hell of a time just hanging around you once you got done with your events, man. Like come on, like we need to embrace people like that. You know, like let people who are being themselves. Like we need to be around more people like that. We don't have to try to be like, oh, we got to act a certain way. We got to do a certain thing. Like some things we can't do and this and that. It's like, nah, just have fun. You know, like be comfortable with yourself and do what you want to do. You know.
And that's something like I always try to tell people, man, because we don't know what's gonna happen in this life. We don't know where we go from this life. But all we can do is just be kind to one another, you know, be who you are. Hopefully it ain't an asshole. And simply just vibe with people. Like what's the point in us hating one another because we don't even know each other? Like what do I look like just going out in the street and just like beating up some old white lady because I'm mad because these white people just keep killing motherfuckers. Like if I go beat up this old white lady, what does that accomplish? It doesn't do anything. You know, she could have been a whole ally and I just whooped her because I'm mad because these white police officers keep killing all these black people, man. Like And that was the thing when because there was white people going around beating up Asians
Mm-hmm.
because of Kung flu is what they would like to call it.
Yeah.
And I and like I it's crazy because like if anybody would look in the wrong direction of of my people, of my mother, you, my brothers, like
Mm-hmm.
I would go crazy.
Yeah.
I could never imagine a stranger putting their hands on my mother or someone I love just
Mm-hmm.
because your president, your ex-president told you that they started a virus that
Mm-hmm.
they didn't even do.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Everybody is suffering.
Yeah. You know, and it's like it's already like life is already hard enough in general. You know, like we people are already going to face certain struggles in life in general. So like, why make that shit even tougher? You know, like what's the point of doing that? You know, and then it's like that hating people and stuff like that. That does nothing but harm others, and it holds yourself back as a person too. You know, and it's like the shit that you're doing is just causing nothing but terror. You know, across the country and stuff. You know, but you want to be like, oh no, I'm doing it for a cause. What you're really a terrorist. That's what you really are. You know, rather these police officials or government officials and these press conferences call you that or not, you're really a terrorist. You know, because of the stuff you're doing. And it's like I'm not afraid to call people out on that bullshit, man.
No, man. And we don't and you know, and this is why, I tell people like, people are who they are. Who they show you is who they is.
Mm-hmm.
We have, and as humans, we have the capacity to change, but we also have the capacity to be stagnant and ignorant and unknowing.
Yeah.
We could be great and we can be very shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna run into people that's gonna be very shitty to us. Sometimes more than we should. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're gonna run into some people that's gonna be real great. And it's those great people you gotta hang on to because unfortunately these shitty people they ain't going nowhere. They having kids, they passing down their shitty ass rhetorics, they're passing down their shitty ideals, they're believing it, they're fueling it to the next generation, and it's just gonna keep going
Yeah.
until I don't even know what. I don't know if it can be stopped because maybe that is human nature.
Mm. Man, that's powerful, man. That's very powerful. I know you got a busy day. Is there one last thing you like to tell the people before you leave, man?
Man, anybody watching this, make sure y'all keep paying attention to my bro Brandon. Make sure, make sure your energy is correct too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Honestly, do y'all, you know, don't let nobody hold y'all back from anything. If there's something that's on your heart, speak it. Don't let it consume you. Don't let it consume your mind. And shit, most importantly, just be free.
Man, that's very powerful, my guy, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to speak to me and the people. And I really enjoyed this conversation. Just let everybody know they can follow you at, man.
Shoot, man, y'all can follow me at Moworld underscore on my Insta. Y'all find my Insta, you can find my Facebook. But honestly, I am just another human being. I'm just trying to live life and vibe and hopefully vibe with y'all if y'all come follow me. So
That's real, man. Have a nice day, my guy.
yes, sir, bro. Be
All right.
smooth.
Yes, sir, man.